riches, and he sort of vomited them up. So he's gone out there into them different nations, onto the world. He's taking the oil from over there. He's taking the opium from over there. He's stolen the gold from off these people, which was got to be one of the greatest tricks that's ever been played upon the face of the planet. How this man has taken all the gold, namely the elite banking families, they basically stole all the gold from everybody on the earth. They've stolen all the gold from everybody on the earth. Now you got, you might have a dude that have a gold chain, a person that's got a gold ring over there, but we're talking about gold as a means of true money, okay? Right, as a means of trading. Only the elites, banking families deal with gold, silver, and all of that. But that goes back onto the statement that was made that the kings, okay, deal with gold, and noblemen with silver. But see, slaves deal with debt, man. And that's what all of these different people got. They got mortgage. Well, that's a form of debt. That means you're a slave. Like, cause I know ain't no Rothschild paying no mortgage, man. Ain't no Rockefeller putting a car on finance. That's just not to be heard. That they're paying that stuff off, man. Okay, they're paying that stuff. They own that. Hell, they own the company that makes the car, man. They own the money that the car is paid. Where you gonna buy anything when you own the money? Okay, so that goes to show you that these elite banking families, they're on a higher plane of thinking than Jake. Jake is interested in the Federal Reserve. No, look, that's been incepted by somebody. Okay, but getting back onto this statement I was making, they play the greatest trick on these people because they have led you to believe in this monetary system, all right? And it's all believing in this monetary system, you have willingly given them your riches. Really, when you look into it, your riches is your time. Okay, in this kingdom now, it's your time. Okay, and your belief in the monetary system, because your belief in the monetary system keeps this monetary system going, man. In other words, £12 is 1 hour's worth of work, okay? Or £8, 1 hour's worth of work. Or, £24 is 1 hour's worth of work, okay? That's what gives the system value. That's what gives that monetary system value. The minute that ideology, okay? The minute that simple idea is broken down, the monetary system falls shit, man. That's why you have a thing called inflation and hyperinflation, because people lose belief. They start to lose belief in the monetary system. Look what happened out there within Zimbabwe, man. Okay? Look what happened out there with Venezuela, man. Okay? You had all kind of hyperinflation because why? Because slowly but surely people forgot about the euphoria. Okay? Forgot about the euphoria? Is that the right statement to put that? Okay? Furthermore, slowly but surely the euphoria wore away. Okay, the belief in that thing of value that drove the market. Hey, look at the tulip bubble, man. People believe that tulips will never be inexpensive. Okay, and it's all doing the value of them went up, and the currency that they was trading in, the value of it went up and up. People were making a ton of money. The same thing happened with the railroad tracks. Okay, they were building railroad tracks, and people were investing, and the value of the currencies they were dealing with went up and up. Only and purely for what? Purely for the belief that thing that they was buying, okay, was of value and it was going to increase in value. Now, the modern day version of that is what? Is the housing market. Okay, people work to buy houses because they believe that house is going to be worth something more than when they start off. Otherwise, you just rent. Okay, because in countries where they don't have that belief, you got it to where people will lodge until the day they die, man. In out them so-called third world countries, you might have a person that owns the land or whatever. They've had the land for generations and generations, decades and centuries, and say, okay, we want some people, you can just lodge there, whatever. Okay, they charge you next to nothing to live upon the land, just you look after it and whatever. Okay, people in places where you don't have that belief, okay, you're not gonna have the same problems you're gonna have out here within this country, man. Okay, people gonna buy a house and because they believe the house is gonna be worth more when they finish off with it, the value goes up. But that's a belief. That's what's known as euphoria, and that's what drives this economic system. Okay, right? That euphoria drives the economic system, and once that euphoria is gone away, which is soon gonna go away, because what? Because you're gonna have this thing by way of Russia, China, and Iran. That's gonna drive away the euphoria. Okay, you got this thing happening with Donald Trump going in office. Hell, that drove away euphoria overnight, man. You had certain businessmen that were out there in China, okay, that were out there in all kind of different parts of the world, and they said, look, this guy is going to be unstable for business. We're going to move our business elsewhere. Guess what? Overnight, the value of the dollar went down, man. And even more so, the only things is going to happen. The same thing with the Brexit. Okay? That euphoria, that belief, that how much they invest in, because it's all about investment and returns, man. How much they invested in, they was going to get a good chunk out of it after the Brexit vote. Right? That belief of that, when that happened, when they say, look, this is going to be bad for business. Hey, guess what? Overnight, the value of the pound went down. And that's the same thing that happens to all of them currencies, man. The euphoria wears out. Okay, something that happens to where the euphoria, that belief that value is going to be, the value of that currency is going to be worth something after all is said and done, wears out. And guess what? All of them currencies, go into a period of hyperinflation, and the currency, the currency's done away with after a while. But they're going to do this thing artificially, man. Okay, they're going to set forth this chain of events artificially. All right, because really we went past the time of euphoria in 2008. Okay, but they mended the system, put patches all over it. Okay, and now you got it to where it's kind of, it's a dead man walking, it's circling the drain, only for the express purpose of creating the amount of the greatest amount of chaos that you could possibly have, so they can institute a new way of doing things to where you never have that situation happening again. That's how they're going to justify the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. That's how they're going to justify martial law. All right, and a brother was speaking to me that when I was visiting, okay, and he pointed out one simple fact to me, that if Esau was allowed to do this, you really think that he's going to stop doing the martial law? You really think that he's going to stop instituting the so-called martial law that he's going to put? No, it's just going to be martial law day in, day out. No insurrections, no uprisings, no camps. Okay, look, I'm just speaking hypothetically. That's actually not going to happen. You're going to have it to where Esau is going to be allowed to rule for that long. Okay, but that's why the scripture is going to say here within the book of Job, when he's about to fill his belly, he shall vomit something to that effect. But you ain't going to have it to where, hey, media is going to be controlled. Okay, your resources are going to be completely and utterly controlled. Okay, that's why you're going to have an RFID chip to say, look, boom, that's how much you're going to get for today. That's it. You want more? Can't get more. Why? Because you've had your quota. Why? Because we're in rulership and you're not in rulership. They showed you that within that movie Time, man. Okay? You have a certain amount of time. You work for a certain amount of time. Okay? Once that time is done, you're done. You can't get more. You can't get less. Okay? Let's get back within the scriptures here, within the book of Job, the 20th chapter. Okay? He'll swallow down riches. He shall vomit them up. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. It says, he shall suck the poison of the asp, and the viper's tongue shall slay him. So that's dealing with them different nations that are gonna bite the hand of Esau, man. Okay, they're gonna bite the hand of Esau by way of what? By way of those ICBM nuclear missiles that are gonna be firing off from all over the different places, man. Okay, destroy the land, man. Okay, let's get back onto the scriptures here. It says here in the book of Job, the 20th chapter. He shall not see the rivers, the floods and the brooks and the honey, which is talking about the dainty things. It says that which he hath labored for, that he shall restore, and he shall not swallow it down, man. So he's labored so fervently for the so-called New World Order. Okay, he's fervent, so he's laboring so fervently, but he ain't gonna swallow that down. He ain't gonna take no part in that. Okay, you ain't gonna be able to enjoy that, Esau. Okay, there ain't gonna be no so-called New World Order in there. You're gonna try to implement it, but it ain't gonna happen, man. Why? Because the Most High actually is using you to set up his so-called New World Order. And it's going to be a world order of righteousness. Okay? It's going to be an order of righteousness where if you got the law, statute, commandments, let's read that within the book of Hebrews, the 8th chapter and the 8th verse, man. Because it's an important thing to remember when the Most High sets up the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. He's going to have it to where their laws, his laws, statutes, commandments are within them. So you have a kingdom that's on earth, that's as is in heaven. Hell, when you pray, our Father prayer, you're saying is let it be done in heaven as it is on earth. Well, they ain't going off out there within the spiritual realm, man. Okay, so you're really praying that the laws, such commandments be inputted in you, so you don't go off. So it happens down here as it happens out there within the spiritual realm, man. But see, that's what the Most High is going to issue forth, man. The Lord's going to issue that forth. Okay, he's going to raise up the elect men first and foremost, the elect and the 1/3, and after the elect, after that, when we do kingdom setup, you're going to have it to where the 2/3 that were destroyed on this side, they're going to come on the other side and they're going to have the same portion, man. Okay, so Hebrews the 8th. Hebrews, the 8th chapter, on the 8th verse, it says, for finding fault with them, for finding fault with the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, okay, for finding fault with them, right, because, hey, the scripture says the creature was made subject unto vanity, man, all right? The creature was made subject unto vanity. That's why no man can gloat and talk about how righteous he was, man. And you know, that's why I can't really deal with no so-called righteous woman or anything like that, because she's gonna be telling you how righteous she is, how right she is. Okay? When I know, look, my righteousness is filthy rags, man. Look, most I might, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, man. But you know, I'm not saying there ain't no women out there that's in their right mind, but for the most part, when you go out there and you go meet these church bitches, they're talking about their whole thing is how good they are. Not how bad they are, because ultimately that's what this thing was all about. It was coming to the realization that you're going up, and that's where a lot of dudes get it wrong. Hell, that's where I get it wrong sometimes, if not most of the time, because you start thinking about how good you are as opposed to how bad you are in comparison to what the standard Most High set forth within the scriptures. Hence the reason that why we say really we're supposed to be all dead. Now, see, you can say, hey, you're in a jam, you're in a situation. You can say, hey, I'd rather be dead, but the ultimate fact is that it could always be worse, man. And that's really death. That's hell. Okay? You had this dude committing adultery. The Most High took his legs out, man. Okay, now he's gonna live in that body, okay, right up until the missiles come, man. Knowing that he wasn't supposed to do it, man, that's hell right there, man. That's a level of bugged out that you get that you don't want to be, man. Okay? So it says here within the book of Hebrews, the 8th chapter, on the 8th verse, for finding fault with them, right, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, will now make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, right, not according to the covenant I made with their fathers in the day when I took them out of the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant. So when we was led out of the land of Egypt by way of Moses, okay, and Aaron, okay, when we was led out of the land, we made a covenant with the Most High by way of what? By way of blood. Okay, the blood was sprinkled upon the congregation of the men of the Lord. Okay, the 12 tribes. Okay, and the Lord said, here's the Lord's statute commandments. I'm gonna write them down on the stone, and that happened on the mountain, and Moses came down, and laws were instituted. But pretty soon, the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans went off, right? The Israelites went off. Because what? Because the stone that was written on those statutes commandments was written on, representing the stony heart that's at least to the statement that really man was created subject unto vanity, man. He's got a hard head. But see, now what the Lord's gonna do, he's gonna establish a fleshly heart, right? Meaning a fleshly mind, meaning to say, hey, what's up, man? Okay, he's gonna establish it to where Israel, the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and all the Israelites out there, okay, scattered abroad, they're gonna be born doing right, man. Lord's gonna put his laws, statutes, commandments within them, man. Okay, and that's an important thing, because when you go into them curses, okay, and you understand how them curses work. Well, the scripture says how when you was gonna be doing wrong, the Most High was gonna judge you for doing wrong. Okay, now let's establish that statement now on its head. The scripture also says how that when we're gonna be doing right, we was gonna be in a perpetual state of being blessed, right? So when we get this kingdom set up, right, hopefully, Yahbashim outside Rattazah sooner than never, right, sooner than later, rather more, Salakia, that's a slip of the tongue there, that's a demon, okay, right, sooner rather than later, when the Most High establishes that, okay, you're going to be in a perpetual state of being blessed, man. Now, you can't even imagine that right now, because we're in a perpetual state of being cursed. Hell, I can't imagine just the simple fact of having a roof with some kids in there, okay, and everything just goes okay for them dudes, man. Okay, I can't even imagine that. Okay, I can't imagine the simple thing of having it to where you have rulership over your own household. That's an impossible feat within this kingdom, and it could be a small household. You ain't gonna do it within the Esau's kingdom. If you do it, you 1 in 1,000, 1 in 1 million, man. Okay, why? Because Esau has just disturbed the natural order of things, and he's turned everything upside down. To the end, the scripture says, "Shall not your turning of things upside down be esteemed as the potter's clay?" Okay, the Most High is going to return. He's going to return everything right side up, and he's going to give you much more. So it ain't going to be that you just have your own house, or you have your one woman, one child, and you got that and all that. No, the Lord said you're not only going to have that, you're going to have a multitude of women and kids. Okay, and he's going to have it to where you're going to have rulership over, kingdoms and so on and so forth, man. Okay, governing this town and that town and this, that, and the third, and you govern it perfectly. And why are you going to govern it? Because you've got the laws, statutes, commandments within your mind, and all of these heathen nations going to follow the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. So you're going to have it to where someone's going to have it to where they're going to need someone to judge amidst them, man. Okay? They're going to need a priest. They're going to need a king to rule over them. Why? Because, hey, if they go off on the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, they're going to be judged for that, man. Okay, they're gonna be judged for that, so they're gonna need someone to come up there and deal with them in terms of judgment of the scriptures, man. That's why the scriptures talk about how we're gonna be a nation of kings and priests, man. Okay, so back within the book of Hebrews, the 8th chapter and the 8th verse, it says, "For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come when saith the Lord, when I shall make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Okay, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in that covenant." So we didn't continue in that covenant, man. Okay, we didn't continue in that covenant. We just, Jake just did, effed around, man. Okay, right? They done messed it. They done messed it up for everybody, Jake, man. Okay, they done messed it up for everybody. But here's the thing that the Most High is setting up. The Most High is setting up to where he's gonna redeem his people, man. He's gonna set forth the elect. Something first and foremost with the elect. He's gonna usher in the society, okay, where you ain't gonna have no wickedness, okay. You ain't gonna have it to where you can institute, laws, statutes, commandments in your own household, let alone amidst them different nations, man. Okay, the Most High is gonna bring all of that forth, but it starts off first with this statement here. Okay, it says "For this is the covenant which I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord, when I will put my laws into their minds and I'll write them in their hearts. And I'll be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people." So the Lord set up the intercessor, okay, the mediator, sorry. Okay, I don't know if intercessor is the right word, but mediator certainly is. Lord set up the mediator, so what? So we can get back onto the Lord, and that's why he's saying that we shall be a people unto him, man. Okay? Right, so he's saying it there that basically we're gonna be basically the Lord's gonna set up the king, set it up to where we're at peace with him, man. Because right now, all you do, it's just hell, man. Okay? So getting back onto the scriptures right here within the book of Job, the 20th chapter, and the 17th verse, it says, and then the 18th verse, it says, "That which had laid before he shall restore, right, and he shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be." All right, and it says, and he shall not rejoice therein. Okay, because he hath oppressed and forsaken the poor. And who is the poor, man? Okay, who's the ultimate poor, man? Okay, other than the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, man, they're the ultimate poor, man, because Jake lives in certain situations that you ain't gonna ever see an Edomite in, man. Okay, you ain't ever gonna see Esau in them kind of situations. We still got some good time on it. You ain't gonna ever see no Edomite in them situations. Well, you might do, but hey, there's a thing called white privilege, man. Anytime that dude wants to straighten himself out, he's gonna be on a higher level than Jake, man. Okay? So I want to pull out the book of Psalms 37 chapter, because the scripture says something important there. It says that he shall not. It says because he hath forsaken and oppressed the poor, which is the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. Hence the scripture saying he's taking crafty against counsel, against the anointed of the Most High, etc., etc. Okay. Right, so I want to go to the book of Psalms, the 37th chapter. All right. Psalms, the 37th chapter. And I'm going to start from the top. This is a good scripture. Okay. The book of Psalms. Sorry, bear with me. Okay, Psalms the 37th chapter, and I'm going to start from the top and I'll get back onto the book of Job in just a second. So it says, "Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious of the workers of iniquity." So when you're seeing Esau doing what he's doing, man, you ain't supposed to be, look, Esau's doing that again. Oh, this, that, and the third. Okay, you ain't supposed to be doing that. Hey, what you saying, brother? Where you from?
How you doing? All right.
Where you from?
I'm from London.
What country you from? Where country your parents from?
Nigerian.
Nigeria. Oh, you're Yoruba or Igbo? Igbo. You know what the word Igbo means?
Where are you from?
No, I'm saying, do you know what it means? What do you think it means?
Igbo.
Yeah. The word Igbo, right, comes from the Hebrew word Ibar. It's a Hebrew word.
Ibar.
Yeah, Ibar.
Ibar.
Where the original man when you go into the scriptures, like for Israel, became the Israelites. Ibar became the Hebrews. Okay, where you get the term Iberian and so on and so forth. In other words, you're a Hebrew. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, thank you.
So you know that.
Yes.
Oh, so you know you're an Israelite then.
Of course I do.
Oh, okay, that's good. Where'd you learn that from? You ain't know from IUIC or ISUPK.
No.
Where did you learn that from? That's good. Not a lot of.
Take a little bit of time to study where you're from.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you get an idea.
Yeah.
And, I've seen some literatures that's been written. It's not so overtly.
Yep. Yep.
Like covert. But
Yep.
You have to be
Oh, that's good,
discerning
man.
to learn that.
Oh, so you know you're gonna get into the scriptures. You're gonna grow your beard.
Wow. In due time.
What you gotta do, so you gotta show your faith, you know.
Anyway,
Hey, the
nice-
Lord's
nice
gonna
to
be
meet
coming
you.
back.
What's your name?
Ibad, yeah.
Ibad.
Yeah, Obadiah.
Nice to meet you.
All right, man. It's good to know. Hey,
Bump in again.
oh, you gotta grow your beard, though, man. You gotta grow it. You gotta grow it, man.
See you later.
All right, man. Hey, so the word's going out there, man. Okay, the word's going out there. The covering costs amidst all of them people out there has been covered. But you got dudes just randomly walking. Dude, you know, you might not even think that he knew he was a Jake, man. Dude knew he was a Jake, man. He knew he was an Israelite. He knew he was a Hebrew, man. Okay. All right, but see, the thing now, the step further to it now you're gonna get into a state where where you're. Hey, what's up, man? You alright?
Hey.
Yeah, where you from? The whole love. Hey, ain't no love for the wicked. Okay, all right. You got the thing now where I lost my train of thought, but here it is. That you got the covering costs all over all of the people. Okay. And now you got it to where Jake is breaking up to the fact that they're Israelite per se. But here's where the judgment comes into that. Here it is, you know you're Israelite. Here it is, you know you're a Hebrew Israelite. Okay? You can't do that in the background, man. Okay, the Lord doesn't deal with dudes that are just out there in the background or something like that. The Lord deals with people that the scripture says you're gonna be as wise as serpents, but at the same time you still gotta show your colors. Hey, what's up, man? You back?
All right, yeah, I was just intrigued. What you doing?
Oh no.
I'm teaching the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans that they're the Israelites
Okay.
through